You know what time it is. The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest. Bam! We are back here at the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons, and we thank God for those of you who decided to tune in to join us this evening. Fantastic day that we have had today here in Atlanta. Lots of sunshine, a little humid and sticky, but that's okay because that's why you put on the shades so you might enjoy the sunshine and the beautiful day. Well, speaking of beautiful, as you know, I have one of the most beautiful women on sports talk, radio, or TV anywhere. She is simply known as the Queen. Latressa Dolman is in the building. Welcome back.
Thank you. You're always so kind.
Well, it is richly deserved. Lovely lady, both inside and out. For those of you who don't know, does a lot of great work for nonprofit organizations, always out when she can, trying to encourage people, especially young women, to go forth and conquer. So we appreciate you, and also encouraging women to not be afraid of your height. And she also does hashtag Tall Girls Rock, because she is all of
6'2.5" without heels, and then I wear heels.
How about that? Well, yeah. So we appreciate you and appreciate you for joining us here on the broadcast, because your schedule is very busy, and the fact that you signed on Real Talk Sports makes us very, very, very happy. So we appreciate you for doing that. Also, we are a place that we like to celebrate champions. And so what better man to do it? A young man that is graduated from an HBCU, was drafted number one. I shouldn't say number one overall, but was drafted in the first round and had a chance to win not one, but two Super Bowl championships with the New England Patriots. The one and only Mr. Tyrone Poole is in the building. Tyrone, welcome back, sir.
Hello, everyone.
There he is.
Yeah, how we doing? How's everybody? How's Miss Tree?
You doing all right? How are you doing, Tyrone?
Doing excellent. Minister, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Hold on. I got to get my shades on because he got a new backdrop. Watch out now. He got the graphics going on and the painter. Talk to us about that, Tyrone. Let me get a close up. What you got going on there, sir?
Just trying something new for all those who are watching. You can do so many great things with technology these days. So, it's just a wall of the 90s, 90s music. I grew up with the 90s, so all that boom and all the battle rapping and all that stuff, man. I don't know what that stuff they playing today, calling hip hop, but I grew up in the 90s. So the chronic and when NWA, started to change the landscape of what we call now gangster rap. So I'm a 90s child.
That's what I'm talking about. He got a little bit of everything out there. Got the boom box in the background, everything.
That's it.
Now, I will admit, I know a little bit something about that. A little bit. But yeah, man, that was a great era. Obviously, great basketball being played then. Great sports of all type being played then. Obviously, we have some great stuff going on here as well. But you had a lot of excitement, music industry, a lot of stuff going on. Tree, do you have any memories of that time as well?
Do I? Oh my goodness. Yes, I agree. I love music, and I love the music in the 90s. Of course, I look at Salt and Pepper and all of the other groups that came out. I also love SWV because I really love my R&B and like slow music, and just Mary J. Blige. I can keep going on and on and on. But yes, the music in the 90s, by far, to me, some of the best music out there.
Man, she called out Mary J. What? The blonde bombshell. What you know about that? Oh, that's okay. Let me get back. Let me get myself right. So I had that moment. Let me. I thought about Mary J. on the stage. I had to get my shades and get right. Okay. Oh. Woo. Minister, come on, get right with us. Yeah. So anyway, those were fantastic days. Great days, lots of music, lots of stuff going on. So again, we just appreciate that we all lived to see that. And now we have a whole new thing going on, which I got a glimpse of myself up close and personal of a young man by the name of Breland. I went to cover NASCAR of all things this weekend and saw a young man that is now doing music called trap country western. I'm not sure how all that kind of mixed together and goes together, but that's what it was. He had trap and country western, and he had a hit song, I guess, a little while ago saying, "Don't take my truck." He said, "You can take my women, take my money, but don't take my truck." So new things happening in the world of music, great stuff going on with NASCAR, and we're excited about that. So I'm gonna see someone has dropped in here into the green room. I can't see who it is. So let me kind of see if I can pop him up. I don't know if this is my man, Mr. Malcolm Mackey, but let's see what we got here. We're gonna pull him up here. Who we have there? Cam. How you be?
Good.
Good. So Cam, are you from Jonesboro High School?
Yes, sir.
There you go. So see, this is a good student. He's in early. He said my segment starts at 8:15, but I'm gonna be in the building. So Cam, we're gonna put you back in the green room, and then we'll bring you back on at 8:15. How about that?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Love it, Cam.
Guy like it. Guy's ready to go. He said, "Look, I'm ready. I'm ready for action. Ready to see what's going on." So yeah, so we got a chance, like I mentioned, to check out NASCAR. It really was a really pretty cool, kind of see all the things that kind of were going on in NASCAR. I don't know if you guys are aware, but the last several years they've been having a big push for diversity, and I saw that up close and personal. As I saw several black tire changers, pit crew guys, and it really had kind of a different kind of vibe. A lot of African Americans were out in amongst the audience, so it was pretty cool to kind of see that, almost like changing of the guard kind of going on. So it was pretty cool to be out there, and was very, very interesting. A young man was on the pit crew of the winning team, and when I talked to him, he said he was from Decatur, well, it's greater. So how about that?
Decatur, where is greater?
Decatur, where it's greater. Yep, a hometown guy, hometown hero. I was able to, like I said, come here. I had a lot of fans, a lot of family were there, and to be able to see him be a part of the winning team was pretty cool. So I asked you two guys, you ever get a chance to either watch, obviously on television or in person, a NASCAR race? Tree, how about you?
I have not. The Grand Prix is not NASCAR, correct?
No, it's race car. Okay. No, it's a race car driving, though. So you have seen that.
So, no, I've never watched NASCAR, but growing up in Detroit, Michigan, we always had the Grand Prix there where we would go out on Belle Isle or other places where you can watch the Grand Prix. And it was something that we looked forward to. And I did it pretty much mostly every year of my life growing up. So I definitely have watched racing, but not the NASCAR racing.
Okay, let me ask you, Tyrone, you're a Southern guy. Have you ever get a chance to get out to see some NASCAR in person, or even get a chance to really watch it on TV?
The only thing I like about being Southern is the heat and the temperature. But no, actually, I did have an opportunity to go out to the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The NFL was giving opportunity for players to interact with NASCAR, and I took my son, went out there. And the thing I like about NASCAR that I think is so unique, that it gives the fans a firsthand, like right up in your face experience. Unlike any other sport, you can't walk inside a locker room of an NFL team and go up to a person's locker room right before game time. You can't do that in the NBA. You can't do that in the Major League Baseball, hockey. But in NASCAR, that's what they call the pit row. You can walk down pit row and actually walk into the actual pit and see the crews dealing and working on the car that's actually going to be in the race. And, it's so loud, man, back there, but it was a nice experience. Very, very, very nice. I enjoyed it.
Dallas, that's what we got a chance to do on Sunday. We were literally right behind the pit crew where they had us at the media center. And yeah, we got a chance to see all that stuff. It was incredible. The other thing too is I had to, this time I remember to put in the earplug because those cars are loud.
Yes, they are.
Very
I mean, buddy
loud.
boy, you get out there by that pit and you think your head's going to explode. I mean, it was really incredible. But again, just to be able to see that up close and personal, as you said, to be able to literally, like you mentioned, while these guys are getting set, to be able to go into the individual pit areas. Of course, you have to have a special pass for that. But to see that and to see these guys get ready to go and to put these cars that were just in a few minutes would be actually out there thundering at 200 miles an hour. So, yeah, man, it was incredible to
And
see
it
it.
amazes me how quickly they change the tires and get the cars ready when they come in. I'm like, that still amazes me.
I mean, these guys have like a time limit that they have to get this stuff done because literally, these guys, when you're going 200 miles an hour, a couple of seconds, that can mean eighth of a mile, quarter of a mile. So you got to be right on top of it, or else, you could cost your team a victory. So, yeah, we saw that, and just like I said, it was incredible. Just incredible to be there and be a part of that. So we hope and pray that we'll be able to get a chance to do that again. Now, what's interesting is NASCAR is actually changing over that track. That was actually the last race where we'd actually be able to see that track the way it's been for the last, 30 years since the last time we resurfaced it. Now, next time when people go back next year, the bank is going to be about 4 degrees steeper. They're going to narrow the straightaways because what they want to do is be able to have people literally, almost see side by side racing the way they did back in the day. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, prayerfully, it sets up so that it's safe for everybody. Nobody gets hurt, and like I said, should be great stuff to see.
Yeah, it's about time for them to redo it. I think with that track, it's been down since '97. So I know all those that was watching the race, this past week, noticed a lot of rubber, flying and concrete asphalt coming up out of the ground. It reminded me of old Veteran Stadium where the Philadelphia Eagles used to play. For all those who remember Veteran Stadium, I'm like, that was the raggediest field that you could play on as a player. I'm like, they had so many the just coming apart. The field was coming apart. The turf was coming apart. It had seams and gaps in it. So it kind of reminded me of the Atlanta Motor Speedway, this particular race, how the asphalt was coming up and the drivers, their tires were being ripped apart. And when you're going at 200 miles per hour, the last thing you want is to hit a divot or something in the actual concrete, and that could be havoc on a person inside that vehicle. So glad to see that the Atlanta Motor Speedway actually is going to resurface that track and make it more safer for the drivers.
Oh, no doubt. Speaking of that, let's see if we can kind of get a quick look here at our interview with this young man. We did a chance to see him. Let's see if we can grab that file and see if we can bring him on so you guys can take a look for yourself. Let's take a peek here, see if hopefully my technology will work today and we can make it do what it do. That would be always fantastic. So again, this guy was from Decatur, had a lot of family members there. It was just really exciting to be there and to get a chance to talk to him for a split second as they came off of victory lane. So let's see if I can get a shot of him.
From the pit crew from the winning team.
There he is.
Young man, introduce yourself to everybody right now.
Jeremy Kimbrough from Decatur, Georgia. I'm a tire carrier for Kurt Busch.
Hometown guy right here doing it up big. And now how big is this for you to pull us off this win in your hometown area?
It's super big. This is one of my bucket lists since I got into sport. Just to be able to come home and just get a victory, get some hometown cooking. I'm just so glad that we was able to push through today. We've been fighting hard all year. We had some rough races, but that just shows the character of our team, and we just happy to get a win today, especially in Atlanta.
Yeah, and the Busch brothers battling right down to the edge, right?
Yes, sir. Always a classic finish between those two.
Well, this, man. With your brother, you got to get your winning rights on your brother.
Oh, that's right. Definitely. I'll do the same with my little brother.
You already know. Listen, man, we appreciate you, man. Great stopping by to join us here, and congratulations again on a big win.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll talk sports on the scene.
All right.
There it was, young man. Got to be excited to be able to, again, come home and be able to pull off that win. He was like his own celebrity. Literally, you had all these people coming up to him. Like I say, again, he was obviously one of the few African-American guys in the pit crew, and they were on the winning team. And it was a great shot after the race which kind of really, to me, encapsulated how diversity and how this nation needs to get together. I saw this guy, an older white guy, bring up his granddaughter who had a flag that had been signed by the winning driver, and she wanted his signature. And they were both beaming from ear to ear. So, again, hopefully we can see more of this as we go forward, and hopefully this country can kind of knit itself back together and, kind of get past where we've been in the last couple of years. Well, speaking of get past where we've been, we can't get past another moment unless we take a timeout and go to a quick commercial break. You're watching the Real Talk Sports Show here on every potential channel we can be on. But for Jonesboro football, you got to come back. See you in a moment. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice.
You're muted.
Jonesboro Football Tuesday, second Tuesday of the month. And of course, that means we brought in the Jonesboro High School football Cardinals. First of all, we're going to bring in the head coach of football, Coach Timothy Floyd. Welcome back, sir.
Hello. Thank you all for having us back.
Man, listen, Coach, it's good to have you with us. The time is booking. We are just about a week and a half away, I believe, from Clayton County High School Football Media Days. Is that right?
Right. I think it's the 28th of July at the College Football Hall of Fame this year. So we're pretty excited about that.
You should be, man. Tyrone, what do you think about that? They're going downtown with the big boys.
Yeah, it's always good to have the young guys see the future of what they possibly could become. So it's always good to be in that environment. I'm a firm believer that you are what you see and what you hear.
Tree, what about you? How cool is these guys going to be in the College Football Hall of Fame for the media days?
I think that's really wonderful. It's kind of like what Tyrone was saying. It's great to see it because a lot of times when you go and see it, then that's when you can dream it and that's when you can want it for yourself. And it gives somebody a goal to reach for. And I think that we all need to have short-term and long-term goals, especially when it comes to sports. So who knows? Some of those guys may be future college Hall of Famers. So that's really wonderful that they get to go and see that.
All right, well, Coach, it looks like we got a full house as always. First of all, I'm going to bring up the social media man himself. He's just known as Coach Serp. He's now in the building. Coach, how you doing, sir?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Doing great. We had a young man, Coach, I'll tell you, this guy was in at 8:02. He said, I'm going to make sure I'm not late. Cam is back in the building. Cam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you?
I'm doing fantastic. And last but not least, let's see what else we have here in the building. Let's pop me in here. Bam. Oh, that was me. I can't get out of there. Let's get out of there. Oh. See, this is what happens. We kind of clicking too many things. There we go. All right. Okay. Now we're good. Now we're good. Now we got everybody in the building. Okay. Well, Coach, kind of what's been the dynamic? I think, if I'm not mistaken, you guys just came off of a week vacation. Is that correct?
That was a couple of weeks ago. This is the second week we've been back at it. And it was a well-needed break so we could, I guess, get a little refresh and hit the stretch.
And Coach Serp, how about you? Would you take a chance to kind of take a little break away from the action, kind of do chill out a little bit, get some grub? Kind of what'd you do?
I actually took a trip to California, so it was well-needed, and I had a great time.
Let me put my glasses on. He said he went to Cali. Uh-oh.
Coach Serp took 2 weeks. The rest of us took one. Coach Serp took 2 weeks.
Wow. Well, you know how it is, when you're a big time social media guy, you need extra time off. You know how that works. So you got to kind of take a little break. All right, Mr. Camp, since you jumped in first, how have you been as far as your early training and getting ready here for the new season?
I've been taking it hard, just trying to be better than what I was last year, and I know what I got to take me. So I'm doing whatever I got to do.
And Cam, what position you play?
Linebacker.
Oh, he's a thumper. Oh yeah, look, he looked big too. What's your stats there, Mr. Cam? What you weighing at?
225.
Now you inside or outside?
Inside.
Yeah, that's that thumper in there. That run stopper. The run stopper. All right, well, Trey, I know you always have questions for the young man when he come on. What would you like to ask Mr. Cam while he's with us tonight?
Hello, Cam. Well, I want to know, first of all, how tall are you?
5'10", 5'11".
Okay, great. And you were on very early, which again, kudos to you. We know as athletes, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. So kudos to you for that. That just shows your work ethic. And I hope that you really enjoyed the time off resting. But what was some of the things that you did to help your body recover and to get ready for after the break?
I had went to this place. They had did a recovery day. They put me in some recovery with my legs. They had me in the ice bath and everything. And then after that, I just got right back to working.
Okay, awesome. And what are some of your goals for the future?
At football, or is that
How about one football goal and one life goal?
football goal, all state. Then life goal, just work as hard as I work as in football as in life.
Okay.
Tyrone, what you think about that answer? I know you like that, Tyrone.
Well, I tell you what, Cam may not tackle me and block me out, but this sticker you got up over my face is blocking me out.
So the logo is kind of blocking you. You behind the logo. Let me yo, I can't get you hiding behind the logo, bro. We can't have you like that. Hold on. There we go. Now we.
Hey, I gotta make fun though. We gotta laugh. We gotta joke and all that.
Tyrone, see, that's called the legal screen you just saw right there. That's the screen. Right. That's the pick play. You know about that. Come on now.
I know, right? Hey, but Cam, I got a question for you, man. I played several years myself in the NFL and high school where it started from. Other than football, what are some of your hobbies of interest outside of sports?
I like to hang out with my friends and just that's about it. I chilling in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you have any 10 years from now? 10 years from now, where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing 10 years from now?
Helping younger people, like as a principal or as a mentor, something like that.
Okay.
I like that right there. Listen, I think we have a student that just joined us here. I know he's trying to peek in here. I think I can get him in. Tyrese Williams, you in the building, sir? Tyrese, are you there? There he is. I think Tyrese got that frozen screen. I can do that pretty good too. Yeah, that's that technology gets you every time there. All right, we'll come back to Tyrese in just a second once he gets everything straight to go. And guys, listen, what's next for you guys now? Do you have another preseason game that you have to play, or are you going right into the regular season?
Well, I say I'm pretty excited about our trip this weekend. We're going to do a campus tour at Albany State Friday and going to a 7-on-7 at Colquitt County Saturday. So that'll be an overnight trip for us. But after that, we'll head into Cartersville on August 6th before we take on the school around the corner 2 weeks after that.
I like how he won't call the name, Tyrone. You see him? He said school around the corner. He won't even mention the name of the school. That's when you know he got a rivalry right there. He's like, I ain't even mention them by name. It's the school around the corner. Of course, what he's talking about is the battle, the backyard brawl, whatever you want to call it, Mount Zion technically their legal name is Mount Zion Jonesboro versus Jonesboro High School. They are literally about a mile or two down the road from one another. They share similar colors, wearing the red, Jonesboro red and white, and Mount Zion red and black. But they're going to get after it. That was our most highly watched game that we streamed last year, and I anticipate the same thing. But wait, I see breaking news. I believe the man himself, Tyrese Williams, might be back to join us. Let's hit the button. Tyrese, are you there?
Yes, sir.
I can see him. There he is. Tyrese, good to see you, man. How's everything?
Good.
Well, Tyrese, we were asking everybody kind of what they've been doing kind of during this time where they had a break. Kind of what have you been doing in terms of workout, diet, that kind of stuff to get yourself ready for the new season?
We've been doing 707. That's big enough, right? Coach Floyd and Coach Cal always got us in the weight room. So break's really not an option. So even when we off, we always work.
Well, he said, Coach, you got them always working. No days off, Coach.
Well, it's always something to do, whether you're lifting or on the off days, you're stretching or doing something, eating right, spending time with family is always something we got to do.
And how I heard you guys talk about this even last year during the COVID, the importance of, maintain your body. And I know, Tyrone, you'd like to talk about that in terms of your diet and having a regular sleep routine, exercise routine. Tyrone, I'm going to go to you first. How important was that for you? Because you lasted in the NFL almost 14 years, and the NFL normally stands for not for long.
Yeah, not for long. Especially not for long when you're out there making mistakes and you can't understand your playbook and you're giving up plays. But no, dieting is very important. Your body is your business. You got to take care of it just like you're watching gold, just like Fort Knox. You got to do the right things. You got to put your body in the right environment. And, you can play, I'm not going to say forever, but you could play beyond the years that most people don't. And I believe the reason why most guys don't last long at a higher level is because they don't pay attention to the body. They're trying to burn the candle at both ends, as I've been told. You can't do that. You got to eat, sleep, and drink that which you're trying to be a professional in, a pro in. And all the other stuff, if it don't make money, if it don't make sense, it don't make money. So, again, if it doesn't help you become better, then you got to let it go to the wayside and catch it on the next go around.
Wow. Well, I think that's good advice right there. Let me ask you two guys here. I know sometimes it gets a little touchy when we talk about recruiting, but I'm going to ask you guys, first you, Tyrese, and then Cam. I know you maybe can't get into the offers, but what schools kind of you guys are looking at, or maybe what schools that have offered you so far that you're looking at? Tyrese, I'm going to go to you first.
No schools in particular. I'm just, what school interests in me, that's probably where I'm going to go.
Okay.
Play football.
I like that. And Cam, how about you?
I'm happy to say Tennessee State.
Okay. All right. So we got some stuff going on out there. I think you guys are going to we look forward to catching you guys obviously this season. Look forward to catching you as you continue to go on in your careers as well. So we're excited. But let's go to social media here because it's been buzzing and popping. Let's go to social media. And we got Shantaria saying, "Let's go, nephew." Now who's the nephew? Who's that?
Me.
Yeah, there you go. And she pops up again. Yep, 5 go live. Must be talking about that line. Must be talking about that.
Can I ask you guys each of them the same question?
Sure.
I'm a firm believer that if you want to be great, you got to know your weaknesses. Everybody knows their strength. So I'm going to ask Cam, I'm going to ask Tyrese. I'm going to ask Cam first. C comes before T. Cam, what are your weaknesses as a player?
My weakness is trying to do everything like everybody else's job instead of just focus on mine and trusting my teammates.
Okay. Tyrese.
I think my weakness is my secondary vision. Right when I get past the line, my vision it just go blank sometimes.
Well, that's real talk, man. Those guys, coach, it looks like both of them are honest about what they can and cannot do. And I know that y'all got it written down. Okay, we got to work on that. So I know you guys are going to do it. Well, look, man, let people know how they can find out more about your program. I think I got a little surprise that might help you. I know Coach Serb, you're the social media man, so I'm going to pop you up on the screen right here, and I'm going to give you some help.
Okay.
Go ahead, Coach.
So you can catch us on Facebook at Jonesboro High. Instagram is JHS Cardinal Football. And then Twitter is JHS Cardinal FB.
Y'all like that, don't you? Bam!
Yes, sir.
You got it right there.
For me, if you put that up there for me, I could call it out.
Well, yeah, that kind of was it, Coach. But I mean, you listen. I got the glasses, and I give you the lower thirds, man. But I want everybody to see, make it plain right there. You can see it right there in the Jonesboro red. Jonesboro High School football. Check them out. Instagram, JHS Cardinal Football, or Twitter, JHS Cardinal Football. And guys, please come out and support. Remember, the big game is August the 20th. That's the showdown backyard brawl. It's going to be right there at Tara Stadium. I should say, let me get it right. It is the Heinz Ward Field at Tara Stadium. And good luck, Will. The Real Talk Sports Show will be live streaming the broadcast. So please check us out and get ready to shout your favorite team. And we will be this year hopefully doing some post-game interviews that we can get out to the people as well. So we're excited, man, that the COVID it ain't gone, but it's certainly receding a little bit. So, guys, again, we appreciate you. And until next time you join us back again, God bless you, sir, and have a great and wonderful rest of the day. Hold on. We got one more comment from social media. Hold on. Takesha Zachary says, PT, so proud of you. I tell you, nothing like family love, baby. Nothing like it. All right, guys, listen, speaking of love, you got to love what we got coming up next. Our business outreach spotlight. We got not one, but two lovely ladies going to talk about the things that they're doing right now in big business. But you ain't going to be able to hear them or see them unless you keep it locked right here for more of the Real Talk Sports Show. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports. What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
My man, JB Smooth. Appreciate him for his drops there, and all the other guys like Tim Tebow and the folks that we met during the blue carpet when they had the college football championship here in Atlanta. Well, as I mentioned, we have not one but two lovely ladies here that are going to talk to you a little bit about their business. First of all, we're going to have this young lady come on in, Miss Marilyn Smith, and she's going to introduce herself to you and tell you a little bit about her business with Man Make Your Mouth Water. I'm just saying. Miss Smith, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're all fantastic here. I'm just happy to be able to say that my waistline hovered at only 1.5 pounds after eating your cake.
0.5 pound.
What 1.5 extra pounds added on by that spectacular red velvet cake that you provided for us. So tell people a little bit about your business and kind of how you got started doing those wonderful, wonderful cakes.
Again, my name is Marilyn Smith, and I'm the owner and operator of Elizabeth's Batter in a Bowl. I'm here in the Atlanta area, as a matter of fact, in Douglasville. And I've been baking for over 40 years, but I got serious with it about 10 years ago when I had family members and friends ask me to go into business. And so I decided to take up that offer and go ahead on into business. I bake cakes and cupcakes mainly, and they are baked from scratch, and they are baked with a whole lot of love. They are baked to order. They're not frozen. They are all freshly baked. And when someone order a cake, I will have the cake ready for it in the time period they have asked me to. I do deliver in the area, and I deliver as far down as Warner Robins. I've delivered to Columbus, Georgia. I deliver different places. It just depends on how many cakes that are ordered in that area. And so that's what pretty much my orders. But the majority of my cakes are here in the Atlanta area. But I will take orders. It depends on how many, if I would go as far as Columbus. And I've also had cakes delivered to Birmingham, Montgomery. And so it just depends.
Now, I want you to tell people some of the different flavors of cake, because see, all I've been doing is talking about the lovely 3-layer red velvet cake. But I was 3. I'm gonna tell you something, Tree. This was something, and Tyrone, when I was given the cake by a special delivery man, the cake, I was like, oh snap! Did they put some weights in here? I mean, that cake must weigh about 10 pounds, and it was just I had to give 3/4 of that cake to my compatriots at work. Lest y'all wouldn't have me on the air right now. I'd be somewhere trying to be in a diabetic clinic trying to get out of my coma. So, but Marilyn, tell people about some of the other different flavors that you make, because you have look like about 20 something different flavors you guys had out there.
Exactly. The most popular, of course, is red velvet, key lime, lemon, caramel cake, chocolate, yellow cake with chocolate icing, double chocolate cake, coconut cake. During the holidays, of course, fruit cakes, I do bake that. These cakes are a lot of cakes that I grew up with from my mother, because she baked from scratch. She didn't go into business, but I got a lot of my baking from her. Strawberry cake, all types of lemon cakes with white chocolate ganache on them, strawberry ganache. So those are the main ones that I have a lot of business with, are those types of cakes. But red velvet, lemon, key lime, yellow cake with just regular, just cream cheese icing on them. Those are the main ones that I have business with a lot of customers with. Those are the main cakes. And of course, sheet cakes, half a sheet cakes, full sheet cakes for birthday cakes and everything. Yeah, so I do those as well.
Tyrone, did you hear them assortment of cakes, sir?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard everything.
I got to tell you, we're going to definitely want to get back with you again and possibly place an order. The other thing too is that I'm gonna have you stay in the green room, because this next young lady I'm gonna bring up, she actually does a wonderful event for vendors like yourself. But before you go, tell people how they can find out more about you, website or social media where they can connect with you.
Okay, I'm on Facebook under Marilyn Smith, and I have a website that is Elizabeth's BatterNABowl.com. I have a website, and I'm also on Instagram. Or you can reach me at 678-612-1648. Again, my number is 678-612-1648.
Man, that's good stuff right there. Well, listen, we appreciate you dropping by and telling us about these cakes. Like I said, guys, they're a wonderful group of cakes. You guys can take a look on social media. I posted the red velvet cake. So if you guys want to take a look at it, go to Real Talk Sports 7 or go to @Minister J Sim, and you will see Marilyn's work up close and personal. Marilyn, listen, until the next time, just have a wonderful rest of the evening, and I'm sure we're going to see you again real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to be on your program.
All right. God bless.
Thank you.
Well, guys, I mean, I was in trouble. I got to tell you, because that cake had me in some kind of, I was in a never land with that cake. I mean, it was just off the chain. And so we appreciate her for stopping by and, talking to us a little bit about it. Well, we also have another young lady that's about to join us here. She's a good friend of this show. She's got something coming up. Bang, there it is, next Saturday. Big event. It is her monthly summer pop-up shop, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And good news, it's actually completely free parking, free admission. Well, I'm going to bring her on to the broadcast right now. The owner and CEO, the one and only, Miss Tamari Scott, is in the building. What's going on, sister?
Listen, it looks like we need to have her at the next pop-up shop with that cake.
All right, let me go ahead and put it back on here. Go ahead, you tell yourself. There you go.
Hi.
All right, Ms. Smith, we got to get you signed up for the August pop-up.
Okay.
Definitely. Jonathan, make sure, she gets the information. Or actually come on out on Saturday. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Would you want me to bring anything?
You can bring some samples if you like. It's already booked with vendors, but just so you'll get the gist of how everything works.
Okay.
Come on out.
Okay, I'll do that.
Wonderful.
Okay, I'll get the information from him. Okay, well, I'll get the information from him and I'll come out. But normally I'll bring, if nothing else, mini cupcakes. And most of the time I would bring like somebody's favorite flavor, but I'm not going to call his name. I'll bring that red velvet cupcake, but I'll bring the mini ones.
Okay, sounds great.
Another flavor. Most of the time I will try to bring that because that is one of the most popular one is the red velvet.
Okay. We'll look forward to seeing you.
And I'm sure the key lime is right behind it. The key lime, I'm sure, is also a fan favorite. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that seems like a favorite.
Okay, I would bring that too per his request. So if he gains another 1.5 pounds, he can't blame me.
It's on him.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye. Well, there you go. We made a business connection right there. That's what it's all about.
That's
very
what it's
excited.
all about.
So I guess I'll have to work her booth. Just to make sure that nobody takes too many samples.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my bad. All right. Anyway, so glad to have you back. We'll pop it up one more time. There it is right there, guys. 3 to 7 p.m. WIGO. And yours truly will be broadcasting live from 4 to 5 p.m. We got some interesting giveaways we're going to have for you at the booth. So make sure to stop by and see us. And Tammy, just kind of give us a breakdown, man, on kind of all the great stuff you guys have when this thing goes on.
Okay, so first let me introduce you to the chef that's going to be on site. This is Ernest Leverage, the Art of Leverage, and he and I have partnered up. We've been working together for years, but I always have a premier food vendor, and this is he. So Ernest Leverage will be there serving it up for the food for us, and it's this Saturday, Jonathan. This is a monthly event that I do. It's more so philanthropy. People do pay the $50, but the investment is so much greater than that. We have you guys there doing a live broadcast. We do a lot of marketing for it, and just giving small businesses and entrepreneurs a platform, to get out there, to meet people, do some marketing, networking, and getting things together. I also have my CPA. He's there to do business knowledge and consulting. So, just helping these people hone in on their skills with being able to sell your business and making sure that your business is intact.
Guys, what do you think? How cool is that?
That's really cool. Sounds like a great event.
Yes.
So hopefully we may not be able to do it this year because, Tree has already told me, she said, Jonathan, I'm still kind of in the kind of post-COVID situations. I'm not coming out, but
kind of.
Right. To see, I told you, she said, I'm not coming out with you folks, but that's okay though, because we want everybody to be safe and want everybody to take care. So at the end of the day, we do practice as best we can social distancing. We go down there, and certainly if you guys are on the mic, don't feel bad if you're on the mic with me and I'm masked up, because I can't have y'all breathing on me. So
no, we won't. And then we'll have you in your own little space, but it is an indoor-outdoor facility.
Correct. Yep. That's right.
And I get a COVID spray before and after every event. And the doors are open so that there's plenty of ventilation, and we play it safe. We've been doing it right before things totally opened up, and so far so good. I always circle back with the vendors, and no cases. So we want to make sure it stays that way.
Yeah, like I said, we've enjoyed it. It's been a great thing. And now it's not just like a vendor. It's not just like a kind of, hey, you kind of meander your way through. You got some entertainment going on there too, don't you?
Oh, most definitely. We have live DJ. We have Dia Scott that's performing. And the Art of Leverage is not called just the Art of Leverage. The things that he does with food, the plating and everything. Ernest, tell us a little bit about what you're going to serve up Saturday.
this Saturday. I know everybody had a long, a big holiday with family and friends for 4th of July. And so I'm trying to wing you back into more a easy cuisine. So I'm going to do an old-fashioned Southern fish fry. And so we're going to have good fish, and we're going to have fish and chips. We're going to have shrimp. We're going to have chicken. And so something more light on the palate for after this big holiday.
After all the ribs?
Yeah, all the ribs. All the ribs, all the barbecue salmon, everything that you have this holiday. And so come out and support small businesses. Not just about the food, it's about the community that we are in. If we build our community on our basis, if we put the money into us, then everybody can eat. So just come out and support the community.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Well, no doubt.
You get me hungry.
I know.
Name it
Look,
all.
just drive up, Tree. Look, we'll bring you a plate. Just let us know. Just pull up front, and we'll have everything in the bag.
Yeah, there's no doubt their food is straight. And if you guys can stop by, yeah, they'll go ahead and bring it out for you. They'll all be nicely encased. So Tyrone, if you or Tree, if you say, hey, look, I can do a drive-by, certainly can do that. Well, listen, how can people find out more about you? Website, social media, and the like, please.
Absolutely. So they can go to the website, BeMarryEvents.com, and there is BMARI. That's why I had to put it there. I know the flowers in the way. But yes, and just any questions that they have, they are also on Instagram, #BeMarryEvents. And just go ahead and send us a message. But all of the information is already posted on the site.
And good news for those of you who are watching.
We have the phone number posted as well, so thank you.
You will see the graphics there, guys. Again, follow them on Instagram @BeMarryEvents. You give them a call, 678-978-7855. You also can follow them on Facebook @BeMarryEvents. So don't say I didn't tell you, because it's right there for you to see it. Listen, we're excited about being out there on Saturday. We look forward to joining up with you, having some great fun, great food, great music. Everything's going to be there. And if you don't know, if you come by the WIGO table, we might have some giveaways, including maybe some tickets to the fan festival, or I should say the fan practice, open practice by the Falcons at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So if you want to stop on by,
that's a good one, Jonathan.
We have a little something for you. But
all right. And all of the vendors, they bring gifts as well for giveaways. I mean, and it's what they're selling. So it's awesome. I think Ernest is giving away a free meal. I mean, we have all sorts of vendors here. And they even have the lovely Dia Scott. We're hoping to get her to perform at the train depot across the street.
And she has got a phenomenal voice. So we look forward to hearing her and being out there with you. Listen, thank you so much for stopping by. We always want to try to support. And remember, guys, you can do a lot here. So if you're down the South Side, you're supporting a small business in South Side, and you are getting a 2-for-1. You're supporting an African-American owned business and a female owned business. How cool is that?
That's right. You got it. Look forward to seeing you all Saturday. Tree, Tyrone, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Jonathan.
Good night. One more time. There's the information, guys. Be Merry Events in Art Studio @BeMarryEvents on Instagram, 678-978-7855. Also on Facebook, Be Merry Events. All right, guys. God bless. And
all right. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You too.
All right, let's get back to, there we go. Yeah, guys, so I mean, great stuff going on down here in the South Side. This is really a wonderful boutique-style venue, very classy, very upscale. So those of you who are south of I-20 and you say, I don't want to have to go into Buckhead, you don't have to, because you got the spot to go right now. So no excuses. Check them out, Be Merry Events and Art Center. Again, follow them on Facebook or on Instagram Be Merry Events, and they'll be right there, bam, and slamming for you. Well,
I love that. I can see that event definitely growing and growing and growing. It's really great that she's doing that to highlight the community owners and the businesses.
Yeah, it's just great stuff. And like I said, again, it's kind of in Revived Historical District. It literally is right on Main Street of Jonesboro. It sits right across the street from the renovated original courthouse and across the street from the original train station. And some of the area was actually kind of the landmark area for the legendary film from the 30s, Gone with the Wind. So yeah, it's very historical, but also it's really interesting because they're also down the street from Slutty Vegan. They opened up a location there, and the great irony is that both of these young ladies have these locations, African-American women about an eighth of a mile from a Confederate graveyard. So if you think that, times can't change, that God can't intervene in the affairs of men, well, there's a good example right there. A place that, 100 some odd years ago was a place that they couldn't have sat foot, where people went to war to keep them out. And now here it is, fast forward here in the 21st century, these two strong young women both have vibrant and strong businesses down there. So again, kudos to both of them. And hopefully you guys will be able to come on out and take a peek at what they were doing. All right, guys, we're going to take one. Say again.
Oh, I just want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
So I think it's funny that you brought on Marilyn with her cakes, because I was going to thank my aunt who sent me, she mailed me a caramel cake, 3-layer caramel cake. And I'm a junk food junkie. I know that people can't look at me and tell, but I ate the entire cake and it was so delish. So when she was naming off her cakes, my mouth was just sitting here watering, because it was just having me reminisce. I just finished the last piece 2 days ago, but oh my goodness, yummy, yummy, yummy. So delish.
Tyrone, is it just me, or are you feeling some kind of way? She said, if I'm not mistaken, now me and you both on the show with her, she ate an entire cake. I didn't hear nothing about, hey, brother, we're sending you a care package or something in the mail, nothing. Wow.
My bad.
Wow, that's how we do it. All right, well, that's okay, but I'm glad you enjoyed the cake. And yes, you don't look like somebody that could polish off an entire caramel cake, but I guess that's what that good gene pool and good strong metabolism will do for you. With me, like I said, my head would be like 4 sizes out here, so y'all couldn't even see me in the screen. I'm just saying. All right, guys, listen, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk a little basketball. Want to know what you guys think here. Here's this question that'll be popping up here. Who do you think is going to win the NBA title? Oh, that's an old one. Sorry about that. Who do you guys think is going to win the NBA title? And also a little talk about the Falcons starting up to let fans back in the building. But to get more about that, you got to keep it locked right here for more of the Real Talk Sports Show.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions, or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
Who knows? One of these days I might get me a Lincoln. I'd like to ride a nice Lincoln. That'd be nice. Or who knows? They might let me use one for a demonstrator. But anyway, listen, guys, here's the thing. You see me do those commercials and we talk about Allen Vigil Ford and Lincoln, a great facility here in Morrow, Georgia, 6790 Mount Zion Boulevard in the city of Morrow, Georgia. But the good news is you don't have to go in there and say, who should I talk to? Because guess what? Yours truly is a commercial account manager there. So if you want to deal with an honest guy, no pressure, you can call me 678-410-9833. We'll take care of you, your family, or your business. Allen Vigil Ford and Lincoln. We sell new Fords, new Lincolns, and used vehicles of any type, including BMW, Mercedes, Toyota, Nissan. We have it all. Again, come check your boy out, 678-410-9833. And come on, get your call from the minister. I'll treat you right. All right. So, question remains. Let's pop them up here as we get to the end of our show. Here we go. All right, we talked about some NASCAR. Didn't talk about the Braves. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Want to touch base really quickly on these rumors about the Jazz maybe trying to work out a deal with the Hawks for Donovan Mitchell, and maybe the Hawks trading away some of their key young players. What do you guys think about that? First of all, Tyrone, I know you know how it is when someone gets injured. Ronald Acuna Jr. out for the season with a torn ACL. Prospects good for him to come back to be what we saw before?
Definitely. The one thing about baseball, unlike any other sport, football in particular, there's not a lot of cutting. There's not a lot of torque on the legs themselves. Most of baseball is played with from the waist up. Now you got to have good balance in your footing, shoulder width, and all that stuff. Good base, but your core is where it's all at. And then once you hit the ball, you basically running straight. You round first base, you're running straight. So I think the chances of him returning at 100% is more than 100%. It's a great outcome for the Braves, for Acuna, and for the fans themselves. So I think he's going to have a full recovery, and I think he will continue to ascend from his younger years to his veteran years. So I think the prognosis is very good for him returning full 100%.
Tree, what do you think? You think he's got a good shot to come on back like Tyrone is thinking, or it might take him a while?
I do. I think he has a good chance to come back. If you look at technology and just where things have gone medically, back in the day, definitely players had a harder time, but surgeries are more advanced. Everything is more advanced. And so I think that it's helping players heal when they do go through these major surgeries and these injuries. So I definitely think that he will be back 100%. And I really don't think it will take that long. They're saying he'll be back in 2022, but I definitely can see where he can possibly come back a little sooner than expected, depending on how hard he rehabs. And with him being the best player on the team, I feel that he definitely will put 100% into his rehabilitation so that he can come back 100%.
Yeah, right now for Braves fans, I think the biggest thing is that the Braves don't panic, because even before the Acuna injury, there was some thought and some rumbling that if the Braves couldn't get back into the race right now, they're about 4.5 games out, I believe, going into the All-Star break, that if they somehow went to a tailspin, that management might even be willing to trade last year's MVP, Freddie Freeman. So hopefully the Braves don't do that. Hopefully they'll hang tough, because Tyrone, you've seen it. You've seen teams that have been 11, 12 games behind. We saw it a couple of years ago with the Nationals. The Nationals were dead in the water, and all of a sudden they put it together, came back, and did the same thing. Overcame injury, overcame the loss of a top player in the term of the fellow they sent to Washington. So, yeah, man, I mean, just hopefully they'll hang in. Let's go to social media real quick. Todd had popped this up a few minutes ago. He said, well, now it's official. I'm calling in tonight. Atlanta sports teams are all hexed. All of them. Yeah.
Really?
It's evidently, Tyrone, Todd didn't listen to you when you tried to tell everybody no such thing as a hex. Todd is still out there, out in the weeds, talking about getting hexed. All right, so the other thing, let's shift to the Hawks for a second. The Hawks coming off a great season, obviously, going much farther than anybody thought they could go. But, we talked a little bit about last week about what they could do to tweak the team. Now, this idea of bringing in basically another scorer at the guard position, does that seem to make any sense to you at all? Tree, I'll go to you first. Talking about bringing in Donovan Mitchell from Utah.
Well, let me say, Donovan Mitchell, absolute great player. Any team would be blessed to have him on their roster. So now that's said, to get Donovan with the trades that I'm hearing about, of course I'm not excited. The main person they're talking about trading, one of the main people, is John Collins and other people that I think are great on the Hawks, and I want to see all of the teams stay. So if you want to add some people, I think that's wonderful. But as I've said in the past, I would like to see the team stay together as much as possible. But yes, bringing in Donovan Mitchell would be a very huge asset for the Atlanta Hawks. And I think that it could take the team to another level. At the same token, I don't think that they should give away as much as what I'm reading they are trying to give away as far as the trade picks and the players.
Yeah, no doubt. You can't. I mean, this is a team that really is just starting to gel, starting to mesh. So it makes no sense for you to kind of take this whole team apart to try to bring in a player. Don't get me wrong. You're right. Donovan Mitchell is an all-star. The guy can light it up. But, I mean, you already have a guy at the guard position, I think, that can do a pretty good job of that. To me, the help is where needed is really in the paint. They need another big guy, I think, to go ahead and make this thing roll here. So, all right, hang on a second here. Let's go. Todd throwing some more shots as he always does. Talking about Ronald Acuna, he said he needs to learn English. That would be nice. All right, Todd. Todd's in rare form today. He's taking shots. And Todd, just so you know, it's alleged that he actually does know English. It's just that in the interviews, so that he's not misinterpreted or misunderstood, that he wants to make sure to have the interpreter there, so the interpreter, can kind of do that. I know you're right, Todd. You're saying he's the face of the Braves. I get it, but I mean, at the end of the day, at this point, he doesn't feel comfortable using the language in these interviews because, as you know, they come kind of fast and furious. Tyrone, I don't have to tell you, a lot of times, man, you get in that media scrum, you got cameras and mics hitting you every which way but loose. So,
yeah.
I mean,
and it's hard learning a new language. I remember when I was in Paris, France, and I took French in high school. I took French in college. I studied a lot of French. I knew how to speak it a little, but when I was in Paris with people who actually spoke French and they speak very fast, it's kind of difficult to understand. And so I would turn back and convert back to English and say a few words, but it is difficult trying to learn another language. It really is. So I can understand, especially in interviews, because if he thinks that someone said the wrong thing, or if he says the wrong thing, the media is just going to have a field day with his answers and his responses. So I think it's best that he does what's more comfortable to him until his English does get better.
Yeah. And speaking of English, I'll say this, going back to the Atlanta Hawks and Donovan Mitchell and the trades. Well, the one language that everybody wants to speak is winning an NBA championship. And I've had an opportunity to win championships, and, you can bring in as many people as you want, but I do believe that there are key factors that no matter what sports league it is, you have to look at. Talk about the Hawks, the front office. The front office has shown that they basically want to win. Just look at what the Hawks did this season. And then you move on, you go from the front office, you got to have a good training staff, injury management. So you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have a good training staff and injury management, to talk about your personal trainers or your actual team trainers, these are the guys that are going to keep these guys on the court for the duration of the season. And then experience. You want to have experience on every level, from the front end, which is the point guard, the shooting guard, to the back end, which would be, in my mind, the center. You got your strong forward. So experience is key. Young talent. Like you said, we all know the Hawks have young talent here, okay? I'm pretty sure Coach Nate McMillan, he knows he has young talent. He got some good guys. John Collins, I know they want to keep John Collins here. I would love to keep John Collins here in Atlanta. And then you got to have star power. Trae Young, John Collins, you add another mix into the five-man rotation, then, you possibly could get to the championship. And, of course, the fans. The fans can't be bandwagon riders when the team is down. We're not with them. We're talking about them. You know what? You got to stay there and you got to support through the good times and the bad times, which I think Atlanta, my personal opinion, I grew up here in Atlanta from LaGrange, Georgia. I actually reside in Atlanta a lot. And I just don't think Atlanta is a sports team. When I've been in Boston, if you want to see what a real sports city looks like, go to Boston, Massachusetts, go to Milwaukee, go to Boston. Don't dare walk into a restaurant with the opposing team jersey on. You'll get kicked out. Coaching. Nate McMillan, like I said, he's doing his thing. So when I look at the language of being what it takes to win a championship, that's what I see. And if you bring too many people in, Donovan, you bring him in, he has an ego. Trae Young has an ego. Can those egos get along? I don't care how talented you are, you got to have chemistry. And without no chemistry, you will not win. I promise you. So you can have less talent with better chemistry and win a championship.
Well, no question, because one of the things all these guys said, and Tree got her hand raised like, yep.
I know I was dropping the mic for Tyrone. He just dropped the mic.
Look, man, at the end of the day, all these guys, it came up, how were these guys able to do what they're able to do? Because all the players, as they got into the playoffs, talked about the fact that there was a chemistry. And I even asked myself, how did you guys, considering you had a group of guys with Gallinari and Bogey that were from the European League. I mean, they played here in the United States, but their primary kind of skill sets were developed in the Euro League. And then you had this young core guys. You had 4 or 5 guys that had all been drafted on the team in the last 3 years. And then you had a couple of other veterans on top of that, guys like Lou Williams. And it was because of the fact that the coach talked about that he had to change his mentality. He said, look, basically, I'm a Christian guy. He said, before I could come at it my way or the highway. He said, what I realized is that I had to kind of approach it different, and I had to kind of get a feel for what the players were trying to do, what they were trying to accomplish, what their strengths were. And any good coach, that's what they do. They get the most out of their players. They actually try to put the players in a position for them to win. And then you talk about Tyrone wanting to win. Everybody likes to take a shot at John Collins. Oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Here's a guy that was the primary pick and roll guy. Nate talked about this, and the Hawks asked him basically in a contract year to basically step away from that role, develop a 3-point shot, and now go away from the basket where he really was an outstanding player. People forget 2 years ago, this was a guy that was a 2010 guy. So this is the kind of guy you want on a team, a guy that would sacrifice his own personal gain for the betterment of the team. There's a great chemistry there, and I think really outside of adding maybe 1 or 2 pieces, they got to be real careful about trying to put together some kind of blockbuster trade.
Yeah.
So,
and what I like about John Collins, he's consistent, and I'm talking about points. You look at the 2018-2019 season, I think he averaged 19.5. The year after that, 21.6, and this year 17.6. But the guy's consistent, man, and that's what you want on your team if you're trying to win championship is consistency. And then, like you said, Minister and Tree knows as well, you bring in the missing pieces. This is where the front office, like I led off with the front office, has to know what they need and what they are missing to get to that championship. All great front offices know we are one player away, or we need to be better in the paint. We need to go find a guy. They know their weaknesses. They know their strengths. So if you don't have a front office and a head coach that knows that, I know Coach Nate McMillan knows this because he's a player. And sometimes you have people in the front office that never played the game, and they out there just trying to put people in the seats and thinking, okay, if we bring a big name in, that's going to sell tickets. No, I tell you, you win championships, that'll put people in the seats.
Yes,
no doubt. Man, winning is contagious, man. So now it does appear on social media, our man, affiliate man, says he's got the answer to help the teams win. And here's his response. He says carrying all the uniforms for Atlanta teams and heading to New Orleans and visiting the witch doctor to reverse the hex. Todd always making sure he got all bases covered.
Really a man. There is no hex. If you look at the Hawks, they were right there. They almost won. A hex they would not have gone as far as they did.
And let me ask Todd this. Did he ever buy a pair of Jordans? And if he did he go on the basketball court? Did he play like Jordan? I don't think so. So it ain't got nothing to do with the jersey, ain't got nothing to do with the shorts or the shoes. It's the person inside. So there ain't no hex, man.
Look, at the end of the day, man, the team actually, if it was hex, I mean, Tree hit it on the head. If the team was hex, they wouldn't even make it to the playoffs. This was a team that, think about this, at the beginning of the season, we all said the same thing. Hey, we think they should be able to get the 7th or 8th seed. That's everybody was the point. Hey, get in the playoff and then don't get swept. That was the goal. That was the original marker point for the Hawks with the beginning of the season. We all said if they can get the playoffs, don't get swept. That's the first building block to things later on. Instead, they skipped 3 steps and got themselves to the Eastern Conference Finals and was 2 games away from getting to the NBA Finals. So, that's really it.
And it was the coach, regardless of what anyone says, which I think we all know. And I'm not saying that the previous coach was not a good coach, but he just was not the right coach for this team for this year. And once the coach changed, during that Miami Heat game, which still blew my mind that they didn't even wait until they came back home, they fired Coach Lloyd on the road, which showed how big of a decision it was.
Right.
The team instantaneously turned around and their record changed, their attitude changed. They started playing defense. All you have to do is look at the game and look at the facts. The numbers don't lie. And the way that they played, it was the coaching. That's all it was.
Yeah, like I said, not about a shade. I mean, it's just Tyrone knows coaching makes the difference. I mean, a good coach knows how to maximize what he's getting out of each and every one of his players, whichever what he's coaching. That's the bottom line.
No doubt. And all you got to do is get a great coach who can come in and create that environment where the guys thrive on desire and drive. And I'm telling you, you will produce. But if you don't have that coach that is relatable to the players, who cannot communicate to the players, then you will not get that player to take that extra step, to do that extra thing. I believe desire and drive are the key to winning. You got to have times where your desire cannot be stopped. And you just got to have a drive that no one can handle. And I promise you, you will cross that finish line.
Yes. And I think that the number one thing that any team, any athlete, any player needs to have is belief. And that's why I love that the Atlanta Hawks had it on their shirts, believe, because once they start believing, their actions showed it. And I say this all the time. I even tell my younger players when I'm working with them, whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right. And that's my favorite quote because it is what stops people. And it also is what propels people forward. So if you believe that you can win, you can be down with 2 minutes to go. You can be down 20 points. But if you believe and you know in your heart that you can win, you're going to come back and win. It's all in belief along with those things that Tyrone named. But I do believe that it's all mental.
How did you see
There's no doubt.
develop?
Let me try to get. This is some of the comments.
Obviously, starting the season out
Coach,
kind of banged up and
your
a little
GM,
bit of a
Travis
slow
Schlenk.
start to flashing.
I'm trying to get to one we talked a little bit about John Collins because
we'll still make this run. Does that make it in any way more challenging to do your evaluations, not knowing and not seeing this group completely as you designed it?
I don't know that it's challenging. I think it is probably more a little bit exciting. What we could be with a full group. So, like I said, throughout the course of the season, different guys stepped up, and we're all able to go out there and be productive for us at different times. So, I don't think it makes the job harder. I think it, maybe is a little bit more exciting to us to what we could be if everybody is healthy. But, very few teams, if any, go through the whole year where they stay healthy. So it's good to have that depth for sure.
Eric Jackson.
Hey, Travis. What areas of the roster would you like to see improved over the offseason?
I think, as I mentioned, we're in a good space. A lot of our guys are under contract moving forward. One of the areas, it's no secret that we've always been, I guess we've struggled to fill a consistent role is at the backup point guard spot. Tried it over the past couple of years. We've had, a couple different guys. So I think that'll be one area that we look to shore up this off season.
Yeah, and with Nate locked in, how much are you going to listen to his opinion, just in terms of the construction of the roster?
Not at all. Listen, obviously he's going to have a voice in all our personnel decisions moving forward. It would be pretty foolish of me to go sign some player that he hates and that he would never play.
See, that right there shows you exactly what you want out of an organization. Here's a guy that says, hey, I like what I see. I'm going to trust my coach. I'm going to listen to my coach as I put together this team. Nothing about, hey, I'm the GM. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So as you can see, man, Tyrone, it kind of hits on the point you talked about before about you got to have that whole tree from the top down. Executive, you got to have the good GM, you got to have the coach, and then the coach has to get a message out that the players can hear and listen to and execute on the court.
Yeah, definitely. And we all heard it and we saw it. Again, you let the pros do what the pros do. How much are you going to let Coach Nate McMillan put his input? You know what? I am going to let him put in as much input as possible because this guy has been there talking about Coach Nate McMillan. He understands. That's why I would love to see a lot of ex-athletes come back and coach because they know a lot about what it's like on that court, on that field, or in these whatever sport that they're playing on the ice. So let these guys come back and coach those that are able to coach, that have the desire to coach. And I'm telling you, it'll be a wonderful experience for the players that they're coaching. So, yes, listen to Coach Nate McMillan. He's been there. He's done it. And I think the Hawks can go farther next year.
I know, Tree, that's been a stickling point with you. I know you're Your husband talked about the fact that he saw it up close and personal that players didn't maybe get the type of input and the type of callbacks they probably should have gotten in the NFL.
Definitely true. I did have conversations with my husband about that, and it's something that he talked about. And definitely, like Tyrone said, I would love to see more players come back and coach. And I will say that I do know that the desire is there. So maybe we'll see some things happen in the future.
Oh, so we got to get one more from our man, Todd Affiliate, man. He's still trying to use outside means to help our Atlanta teams. He says Lonnie Smith decoyed. That was, of course, the big World Series loss to the Minnesota Twins. Said 28-3, Eugene, night out before Super Bowl. I could go on all night. So Todd clearly is your typical Atlanta fan that's taken a lot of lumps in the head from teams that could have, should have, would have, but didn't. Only thing we can say, Todd, is just what they said this year. Believe. #believe Atlanta.
Believe. Yes, I agree. Now, Todd, I will tell you, my Detroit teams, okay, we know that my Detroit Lions have never played in a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl. My Detroit Pistons have not won since the Bad Boys. I can go on and on. My Red Wings, they've won, but it's been a minute since we've won the Stanley Cup. And my Detroit Tigers, okay. But who do you guys see me supporting? They are still my number one teams. I don't care what anybody says about any of my Detroit teams. They are number one, and I am very loyal, and I love and support them, win or lose. And I just keep hoping that, guess what? We will win soon. And so even when people talk to me, they'll hear me say, hey, I think my Detroit Lions will do this, and I think we are going to win, and I'm hopeful about the draft. That's what I encourage you to do to support your Atlanta teams, because it can happen. And your teams are going a lot further than my teams. My Detroit Pistons finished very last.
Yeah.
But I got a lottery pick.
As I say this as well. Now, he mentioned the game, the Super Bowl against the Broncos. But, actually, the Falcons had some luck in that game. Not that game, but the prior game, the NFC Championship. Because there was nowhere in the world they were supposed to have beaten those the Minnesota Vikings. I'm about to say the Miami Dolphins. The Minnesota Vikings. I'm like, with the offense that they had, I'm pretty sure I'm like, they were unbeatable. I believe the Denver Broncos did not want to face the Minnesota Vikings, the 1998 Minnesota Vikings. So, again, the Falcons had some luck along the way, and they get to the Super Bowl. There was no way they were going to beat the Broncos.
Nope.
Anyway. The Broncos was just too strong. Minnesota Vikings, it was their Super Bowl to lose that year. So the Falcons had some luck. They went up there and beat a team that they were not supposed to beat. So that right there dispels your Atlanta team, not any Atlanta team, especially Falcons, not having any luck. Because if they did not have any luck, they should not have beaten those 1998 Minnesota Vikings.
It is. Yes. There he goes. Kirby's fake punt in a national championship game. Look, man, here's how this works. At the end of the day, Tyrone, you hit it right on the money. You said, hey, man, it's the way it goes. Vincent Turney said, God bless. Question to Miss Tree. Why don't you ever talk about the great Lem Barney if you're a diehard Lions fan? Well, Lem Barney, I don't even know if Tree was even born then, but that's another story. Go ahead.
I have a question, though. Is that the gentleman that's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Yep, that's him. Yep.
That's what I thought. So I know him and his wife, who always has her Detroit Lions purse, which I love. I don't talk about him because I never watched him play, but as a person, he always dresses nice. He's always super fly. And he and his wife are people who I love very much. But my favorite is Barry Sanders, and then people who I actually watch play. And you have to realize that I'm younger than people may think, but I'm also older than some people may think. So I only talk about the people who I watch playing.
Right. So Mr. Turner is as you guys know, I call him the football encyclopedia. This guy can probably tell you who played for the Lions in the 1940s because he is a football historian. So, yeah, Vince, I mean, she's not going to know Lem Barney, bro. I mean, because, listen, we were young when Lem Barney was doing his thing, bro. So how you expect Tree to know? Come on now. Sure. All right. Todd, once again, going back here, talking about Eugene. Give us I don't know what he meant by that, on the deep play in that game. I mean, I don't know.
Still, we know where they were going to beat those Broncos.
No.
You take away that one play, the Broncos probably was the second best team in the NFL. Again, I stand behind the fact that Minnesota Vikings 98, it was their Super Bowl to lose. They lost it in the NFC Championship game, but the Falcons, they got lucky and got there, and hey, they didn't win it, so be it. But at the end of the day, my point was to prove that there is luck here in Atlanta. Okay?
Right.
So you just got to win it when you get there, and they did not do that.
Right. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, the Falcons, you know, they had their opportunities.
Plenty of opportunities.
Right. I mean, so that's it. Like I said, I mean, here's the bottom line about these teams. I mean, it gets down to, oh, by the way, speaking of the Falcons, since we're back on that again, there was a recent interview where they interviewed Mr. Kyle Shanahan, and they asked him what was he thinking during that fatal non-calls or bad calls down the stretch. And he actually said, he finally admitted that he wasn't thinking right. He said his whole thing was he kept seeing Brady move up and down the field, and he said, I just wanted to kind of put the game out of reach. And again, I go back to, that sounds good on paper, but a field goal and running the clock down to about a minute or something to go, that'll put the game out of reach, because no matter how great Tom Brady is, you're going to ask the guy to score twice in about a minute and 15 seconds. So I get what he's trying to say, but
Man, look here, I gotta say this, man. They need to get off Kyle Shanahan, okay?
Okay.
Kyle Shanahan went and took another team to the Super Bowl, okay? So he goes to show that he's a great coach. Now, if you really want to get into detail, go talk to Freeman. Go tell Freeman to make that block on Hightower, okay?
Say that again, Tyrone.
Yeah, stop, get it off of Kyle Shanahan. Go tell Freeman, go make that block against Hightower. Because if people were able to look at the coach's film, the film that actually you're able to see everything, Matt Ryan was about to deliver that ball to a wide open Julio
Jones. Right.
Okay. So everybody want to blame Kyle Shanahan. I know you want to blame people, but you know what? Go also blame the defensive coordinator calling all that man-to-man defense in the first, second, and third quarter. Come on, man. You wearing your defense out. So come on, people. All right.
And can I say something? They also need to go blame the team, because the problem and the reason that the Falcons lost that Super Bowl game is because they thought in their head that they already had the game won. Athletes know that the game is not over until the clock strikes 0. So even though they had a huge lead, the players were walking around and they were pretty much just playing the game like, oh, we got this in the bag. We won a Super Bowl. They were already celebrating before the game was over. But guess what? They still had work to do. So regardless of what plays the coaches called, regardless of what was going on, they did not finish the game, period, point blank.
Yeah, let me say this too. The one thing that I've learned playing in that system in New England, we're taught never to look at the score. We just taught to go out there and make plays. Just go out there and make plays. But once you start looking at the clock and you start looking at the score, then you start panicking. You start doing things that you're not supposed to do, versus just going out there playing. And then before you know it, you get that little momentum, and then things switch and swing, and you're back into the game. So again, I agree with you, Tree. They didn't know, I guess, at that time during the Super Bowl, they didn't know just because you chop the head off of a snake, you still better make sure it's dead, because that thing still will be moving. So yes, they chopped the head off in the first, second, and third quarter, but man, they forgot the rest of the body was still moving.
I love it.
Well, there you go. He said, well, Tyrone, we got to blame somebody. LOL.
Someone.
Right. He said, it's what it is. And Mr. Turner, still going back in his history lessons, tell Tyrone to look up the Tennessee State team that had 1966 team that had Eldridge Dickey on that team. That's because he's talking about the 901 Memphis is in the house.
Yeah, he's from Memphis. You from Memphis, Tennessee?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Mr. Football's from Memphis, so he loves everything Tennessee. Yep. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, look, I mean, as much as we want to slam Shanahan, and even he admitted, he said his regret is, in fact, not running the ball again on that 2nd down and 10 play.
Yeah, I can go on and on. I gotta say this too. Dan Quinn. Anybody who knows football, okay? The head coach listens to, when the defense is on the field, he's listening to every call the defensive coordinator is making.
Yep.
When the is on the field, he listens to every call the offense making. That's why they wear them headsets.
Yep.
That's why you see them talking sometimes when the camera is on the head coach. You're like, okay, it's an offense out there. Is he the offensive coordinator? No, he's talking to the offensive coaches. So, and again, Dan Quinn, which Dan Quinn wanted to throw the trainer, I think, up on the bus. He wanted to say that the Falcons were out of shape, the reason why they lost. But anyways, the head coach, I look at Dan Quinn as well. So Freeman, make that block on Hightower. Dan Quinn, if you felt like Kyle Shanahan was out of bounds by trying to throw the ball, all you got to do is say, hey, you know what? Make another call. But don't like that call. Let's run the ball. Run it. And Kyle would do. So evidently, Dan Quinn liked the call too.
Oh, listen, there's no question that if Dan Quinn, the one thing that to me, where he lost the fan base completely, is his unwillingness to take any real responsibility. I mean, his whole thing was, well, we wanted to play fast. That's how we kind of play. I got kind of stuff, but you also have to kind of know where you're at in the game. I mean, you got to kind of know what the down and distance, what the time is. And okay, I understand you're trying to put a knockout blow, but that's not what you needed then. You needed now to stop the bleeding. You need to get some points on the board. Now you had your two best players make a play. You got your quarterback who can't run, somehow get the ball out there on a dead run to Julio Jones that makes, if not for the lowest of the Super Bowl, one of the great catches of all time in Super Bowl history. So now it's like, okay, run the ball. I get you get stopped. That's like milk the clock. Run the ball again. You got an all-pro kicker on the sidelines. And to your point, Tyrone, a lot of guys push back at me and say, well, your boy Matt Ryan, he could have called an audible. They said, he could have done the same thing. He could have called audible and said, I'm not throwing the ball no more. I'm just going to run it. So
Matt Ryan is a system quarterback.
That's correct. That's what I said. Yep. And he wouldn't do it. You're right. I got you. And here's the other guy that has gone scot-free in this whole thing. And I know his cousin, lovely lady. She was on NFL Network for a while. But Jake Matthews in that same sequence when Freeman missed the block, I think he brush blocked his man as well. He could have probably got a chip on him. And then on that play, if you remember, when they got it down there to the 22, there was a holding penalty that caused Ryan to try to throw the ball on third down and get that stupid sack. So, yeah, there's plenty of blame going around to the players. They definitely that's it. So we can get one more here from social media because the time is about gone. He said, did y'all ever see Dan Quinn get mad or chew out a player? Never. He was weak. He just clapped. Well,
that doesn't make you weak.
Yeah, listen.
Everybody's different. Everybody have different coaching strategies. Everybody's different. So it doesn't mean just because you're not getting in somebody's face. And I know that's what a lot of people think. Football, you just have to be so aggressive and get in the face. But you can still get your point across with not cursing people out and doing things like that. So I don't think that makes him weak.
No, yeah, go ahead, Tyrone.
No, I just agree with Tree. It's all about the coaching style. And you are also talking about guys who make millions and millions of dollars, okay? So everybody has, I guess you could say the Jordan rules or the Lawrence Taylor rules, And what I mean by that is it's just certain guys, you don't need to go over and turn over the Gatorade table. It's not high school. Which you can't do that in high school no more. You get in trouble, lose your job even in high school. But I'm just saying, I'm agreeing with Tree. These are professional athletes. Basically, you get them the game plan. You tell them what we're going to do, the strategy, and it's their job to go out there and carry it out. The coach has not made not one block, has not made one tackle, threw one ball or caught a ball. So again, at the end of the day, if you want to blame somebody for losing that Super Bowl, again, I hope we here in Atlanta forget about that thing and move on, but I know it's hard to forget. But if you want to blame anybody, blame those 53 guys that put that uniform on.
Well, at the end of the day, sir, you ought to know you won 2 of those Lombardi trophies, so you know it's a team
effort. Again, he won not 1 but 2.
But 2.
So he definitely knows what he's talking about.
Right, and it takes a whole 53-man roster. Now, Vince said, hey, we're throwing Dan Quinn on the bus. He said, God don't like ugly. Watch Dallas Cowboys defense this year. Listen, he got his boy Conor O'Neal. I think they will have a good defense. But the realities are there was a problem when Dan Quinn decided that everybody else was the problem but him. Obviously Shanahan was gone. He then fired his entire coaching staff. This is the coaching staff just got you to the Super Bowl. So all those guys were wrong. What does that say about you? And then you bring in a guy, don't get me wrong, he's done a great job at Alabama, and I think he's going to do a great job at Texas. But then you bring a guy as your offensive coordinator, and you tell him, hey, not only do I just want you to take this job, where you're already dealing with, making your comeback from the alcoholism. But, oh, by the way, I want you to actually call and run the other guys' plays. Don't even have your own offense. Just run the other guys. So, yeah, Mr. Quinn, that unfortunately, that's why he got going. I like the guy. I met him when he first got to Atlanta. Great guy. Nicest man you ever want to meet. But certainly he squandered a chance for this team to win a championship and really, to some degree, wasted the great talents of two of the greatest Falcons of all time, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. But that's about enough of that. We got to go. You know how we do it, guys. Every time we end our show, we want to make sure that you know about each and every person, singularity in terms of what they're doing. So, Mr. Tyrone Poole, the floor is yours.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Minister. Always a pleasure, Tree, being on the Real Talk Sports Show. If you want to follow me, you want to keep up with what I got going on, all social media, Tyrone Poole 38. Tyrone Poole 38. Thank you.
For those of you would have the problem, it's on the screen right there at Tyrone Poole 38. Tyrone, to the next time, man. God bless you, bro. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, to the lovely queen, Latressa Dolman, the floor is yours.
Thank you. It's Latressa Dolman, like tree.
Right. Now, what? Okay. Is it just, do I have a mental block? I mean, do I just not get it? All right, I'm fired. That's it.
I think so, because for all these years, you've always just called me Tree, and now you're calling me by my real name.
Right.
You can just go back to calling me Tree.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Go ahead.
Okay. But hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching Real Talk Sports. You can find me on all social media at It's Latressa and at Ms. America International 2020. And make sure you tune in next week because I have some really, 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 really great news for the city of Atlanta.
Ho ho! Breaking news. You know, we like to do that on the Real Talk Sports Show. All right, guys. Okay, so you know about me. I am actually a real live minister, so you can follow me anywhere on social media. You can follow the show, I guess, first would be here. Follow us here at Real Talk Sports 7. You can follow me personally at Minister J Sim. If you need to reach me, you can also hit me up on the email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or call me on the phone, 678-410-9833. I tell you to do each and every week, if you don't know the Lord, if you don't have a personal relationship with his son, Jesus Christ, you need to get to know him today. Why? Because nobody loves you like Jesus. Not your mom, not your auntie, not grandmom and them, not your BFF, not your bae, not your boo, nobody. Why? Because he made you and he loved you very much. And number two, he did the ultimate thing. He died for you. So that simply by confessing your sins and believing that he died for all your sins and he rose from the dead, bam, something spectacular happens. Number one, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you become an adoptive child of God and have all the rights therein. That means that you now have the right, sir, to go directly to God yourself and ask him for anything that you desire or need. And according to his will, he will give it to you. And number two, when you leave this planet called Earth, you get to go to the most beautiful place ever created, a place called heaven, where there's no pain, no pandemic, no protest, no politics, no bad people of any type. You never get old, you never die, and it's sunny all the time. That's because the glory of God illuminates the whole place. It is beautiful, wrapped with jewels everywhere. Matter of fact, the streets are paved with gold, so translucent, so pure it's translucent. And you stay away from that other place called hell, which all the things that I mentioned that are in heaven are not in hell. So you got bad people, you got horrible pain, it's dark all the time, and you're cut off from God forever and a day. I don't know about you, but I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, we thank you again for joining us here on the Real Talk Sports program. Again, you can follow the show, Real Talk Sports 7. Follow me personally at Minister J Sim. And if you have something good that you want to talk about in the way of sports, you're going to give me a call at 678-410-9833, or just shoot me an email at jsimmons@realtalksports.net. We have one closing comment here from social media. Affiliate man wraps it up and says, hey, great show. One last one. Ron Gant pulled off a first base. That's enough of that from you, young man.
I love Todd, the affiliate man. He's so great.
He's crazy. All right, guys, until the next time, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your evening. So long.